2009, the roof of Sultan Mizan Abidin Stadium in Kuala Terengganu was collapsed less than a year after its inauguration. Fortunately, no one was injured as the stadium was unoccupied at that time. However, the collapse caused over RM25 million in damage, highlighting flaws in design materials and oversight. It also tarnished Malaysia's engineering reputation, raising concern about safety and project management in large-scale infrastructure projects.
Now, let's look at the conflict that led to this incident. There were three main problems: design, material, and construction. First, design problems. The roof was not designed to handle the weight and pressure from the bad weather like strong winds and heavy rain. There were no safety buffers in place to protect it from these stresses, making the roof weak. Second, material issues. Cheap, low-quality material were used to save money. Unfortunately, these materials were not strong enough to handle the stress from weather, which weakened the roof further. Third, construction mistakes. The roof parts were installed poorly and did not follow the approved design. Workers made mistakes, and due to the lack of proper supervision, these issues went unnoticed, weakening the roof even more.
So the next part is factor contributing to conflict. There are three factors, which is first, design error. Design error made the roof construction was not strong enough to withstand dynamic stresses like vibration and wind. Then poor craftsmanship was also apparent as steel component had faulty welding. Second, construction and installation mistake. This mistake causes by a 30-meter space between concrete stump and buttress, as well as poor welding and fastening. The weight on the roof was more than buckling capability of certain important parts. Third is a poor project management. The team lacked the expertise to manage such a complex project. In order to quicken the schedule, quality control and safety precaution was neglected, which resulted in inadequate maintenance and gradual structural degradation.
The Sultan Mizan Abidin Stadium roof collapse incident in 2009 highlights the serious consequences of neglecting key engineering and construction consideration and bringing issue in ethics, safety, health, community, and environmental aspect. From an ethical aspect, we can see that the project faced allegation of corruption and mismanagement due to the unchecked engineering design. The authorities show poor oversight and lack of using some safety material in the design compromised the project integrity, violating professional standard and also eroding the public trust. So from a safety and health aspect, the collapse reveals significantly safety failure, including a roof design unable to handle environmental load and the use of substandard material. This issue occurred due to the faulty construction practice and the inadequate inspection, which ultimately led to the failure. This incident injured several amount of workers and posed safety risks to the public, emphasizing the lack of proper occupational safety measure. It also caused psychological distress for the worker and also the community, raising the fear about the public infrastructure safety. Furthermore, the collapse disrupted local event and economic activity, harming businesses and the economy, and straining public resources for repair. It also damaged Malaysia's reputation for engineering reliability, diminishing public confidence in future infrastructure projects. And last but not least, this incident caused a lot of debris generated, which contributed to environmental waste. Although reconstruction of the roof is also carried out, but this will also increase the carbon footprint due to the additional resource use and energy consumption.
We proceed to the next part, which is the solution part. There are two categories in the solution part, which is the conflict and ethical issues. For the conflict part, the engineer should adhere strictly to the local and international building codes, as it will help them to make sure the structure is safe and strong enough. Next, the engineer should improve their design, as one of the main failures was the largest gap between the last concrete stump and the concrete buttress. This gap should reduce, and the workers also should have the proper welding skills during the construction to make sure the connection between the steels are strong enough. Next, we move on to the ethical solution. The engineers should implement the stringent ethical guidelines and follow the ethical practices, as they also need to require the independent audits during the design and construction phases to ensure they comply with the professional norm.
There are few lessons that we learn from this incident. The first one is the importance of making sure designs are strong enough to handle unexpected conditions. The second one is engineers need to choose strong, high quality material that meet safety standards to avoid problems in the future. The third one is it is important to check the work regularly and make sure everything follows the right standards. And the last one is regular maintenance is just as important as building the structure to keep it safe and lasting longer.
The collapse teach valuable lesson about importance of ethics and safety in engineering. It caused significant financial loss and risk to public safety, underscoring the need for better design standard, proactive maintenance, and sustainable practice. By integrating ethics and technology, we can prevent such failures and ensure safer, more reliable infrastructure for the future.